In ancient Egypt, everyone is super serious all the time. Well, except for one pharaoh. This is Pharaoh Amenhotep the Fun-Loving. He just can't stop smiling, and he wants everyone in Egypt to have fun, too. But there's a problem. Everyone's too busy working. Pharaoh Amenhotep looks out over his kingdom. Fields aren't being planted, tombs aren't being robbed, and the great pyramids of Egypt aren't being built, because everyone's too busy splashing around in the world's first ever water park. That's right, Pharaoh Amenhotep the Fun-Loving took the mighty Nile River and made it his own personal water park. He built giant water slides out of limestone blocks that the river would flow through. He created the first ever lazy river, complete with trained crocodiles as lifeguards. And he invented the game of water balloon fight using papyrus. But his most trusted advisors are panicking because while the pharaoh is off having fun, nobody's working. Mummies are getting soggy. The great pyramids are being built by rival kingdoms. And now foreign kings are coming to check out Egypt's awesome water park. And if they have a good time, they're gonna want their own. And if that happens, Amenhotep won't be able to afford to keep his water park open. So while everyone else is off having a blast, it's up to one little mouse to sneak into the royal court and convince the pharaoh to come up with a new attraction so exciting that everyone will forget about their old one. But what could this new attraction possibly be? How can the pharaoh make everyone even happier than they already are? The answer comes to him in a dream. The next day, the pharaoh calls all of his workers together and announces that he has a new project for them. He wants them to build him a boat so massive that it will carry all of the people in Egypt across the river without making a single trip. And if they complete this project, they will have the entire day off to enjoy the water park. Now, this is quite a tall order, seeing as boats were not really their specialty. But the workers were pretty excited at the prospect of another day off. So they got to work, and much to the pharaoh's surprise, they finished the boat by the end of the day. It was huge, but it was also very, very leaky. The pharaoh and all of his courtiers got into the boat and set off across the river. But after a few minutes, the pharaoh noticed that the water was rising. At first, it was only a few inches, but soon the water was rising fast, much faster than the river naturally flooded. In fact, it was clear that someone had opened the river's floodgates. And then the pharaoh remembered. One of the new water park attractions was a giant bucket that would dump water on people passing by underneath. And the mechanism that controlled the dumping of said bucket was controlled by the same lever that opened the floodgates. Someone had accidentally opened the floodgates, and now the entire kingdom was at risk of being washed away. But then the pharaoh had an idea. If the river was rising, then why not make an even bigger boat and use it to direct the flow of the river itself? Using the knowledge gained from building the last boat, the Egyptians built 2 even bigger boats. Then they attached ropes to each of the boats and tied those ropes to chariots pulled by teams of oxen. Then they set the boats in the river and started running. With the help of the boats, they were able to divert the river's flow and prevent massive flooding. Soon, the water receded and the kingdom was safe. The pharaoh's fun park had accidentally saved Egypt. Pharaoh Amenhotep the Fun-Loving learned that sometimes having fun isn't all that fun, but everyone else learned that hard work really does pay off. Everybody got back to work building pyramids, stealing treasure, and generally making life difficult for one another. But at the end of every day, they got to go back to the water park and cool off. And everybody lived happily ever after, except for the crocodiles. Nobody ever figured out how to make crocodiles happy. This video was made possible by a team of historians who totally missed those hieroglyphs. For more royal mishaps, including a royal pig assassination, check out the series in the description.